Excellent.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another 3D Hangouts. My name is Noel Ruiz. I'm a designer here at Adafruit. Joining me every week is my brother Pedro.
Good morning and happy new year, everybody. I'm Pedro, Creative Tech here at Adafruit, and every week we're here to share 3D printed projects featuring electronics from Adafruit.
Yes, sir, that is correct. This is the show where we combine 3D printing and DIY electronics to make inspirational projects. The new year. The new year. Oh, I love the effects. Welcome, everybody. It is Wednesday, January 7th, 2026, episode 510. We are live streaming on all the usual networks like Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, Twitch, and X. We're also hanging out in the Adafruit Discord server. If you'd like to join us throughout the show, you can drop in a comment, a question, a GIF, a GIF, a meme. All that is acceptable on the Adafruit Discord. The link to that is up here in our purple bar, discord.gg/Adafruit. And we're hanging out there. But also, all the different chats. We have a new project that we've been talking about for years now. No, not years. It's finally been released. I'm working on a video for it. And we're going to talk about it today, do sort of a chat deep dive in the Learn Guide of said project. Pedro's got some new 3D printed metal parts from JLCPCB that we'll take a look at, find out what are some interesting tidbits from receiving 3D printed metal parts from JLCPCB. We also have a Time-lapse Tuesday video that we'll talk about and a couple of community makes that we got over the break. And yeah, back over here. Yeah, so we're back at it. This is our first week back from a nice 2-week break and started off with a new Learn Guide project that we've been touting now. This is our Fruit Jam Apple IIe inspired enclosure featuring a mechanical keyboard. The Fruit Jam is inside here. We have some ports on the back here, so you can easily plug in any HDMI capable monitor, USB-C for power, and an USB-A port for joysticks, USB gamepads, or a mouse, which would be really strange to have a mouse on an Apple II. But this is the Apple II, fully 3D printed, no support material. Everything fits on our printer, the Bamboo Lab X1C. You can see the Fruit Jam in here. A couple different screws here to tie everything together, but yeah, you have easy access to the Fruit Jam. You have these two little tabs here, and you just kind of pop it open, and here is the lovely Fruit Jam. And you can see there's some room in there for additional things. So inside there, we got the Fruit Jam and just a couple of cable connectors for breaking out the HDMI, the USB, and the keyboard here is actually connected via the USB host on the Fruit Jam here. So if you want to add some additional things, there's plenty of room over here. The cable for the HDMI USB combo panel mount thing is kind of large. It's kind of long, so I have it just coiled in there, but everything seems to stay in there pretty nicely. Yeah, so that is the project in a nutshell. Of course, we have an actual Apple II emulator that you load onto the Fruit Jam via USB. And that's really fun. And I've been playing around with that. I've been filming a couple of demos, of course, doing a Print Hello World demo in BASIC, but also showing off Total Replay, which has over 500 Apple II games. And then with that, another part. Actually, I got to go over here. Give me 1 second. The Apple II disc. No Apple II is complete without the Apple II disc. So this is a 3D printed case for a SD card floppy disk. So here is our little SD card, and you pop this in here. We have some nice labels. It's all 3D printed, a couple screws, and then this connects to the Fruit Jam because it is a micro SD card adapter. So you have your Apple II disc that goes with, of course, the Apple II that gets inserted in there, and then you just pop it in on the inside there, and that just hangs out on the top. Like all Apple IIs, you are expected to bring your own monitor. So I'm using my monitor here. It's a 7-inch HDMI display. Ooh, look at that. Mirrors, side of mirrors. So yeah, this is just a basic 800 by 600 HDMI display, which is kind of nice. If folks want this enclosure, I could, of course, share that. But I figured folks are going to have their own monitor, so I'd rather not document that because it's outside of the scope of this project. So speaking of said project, why don't we jump into the Learn Guide and take a look at what kind of parts you'll need. So learn.adafruit.com, that's where you'll find the Learn Guide. And it just kind of talks about all the features that I just talked about. And then here are the parts. Good news, the Adafruit Fruit Jam is in stock. And if folks want to pick one up and they haven't got one yet, now's a good time. We have a special coupon code for the watchers of this live stream, good for the next 24 hours. You'll get 10% off your order using coupon code NEWPRINT. So check that out. Take advantage of that. Other things that you want in the build is some extension cables, like our dual panel mount extension cable with HDMI and USB-C. The micro SD card adapter is optional, but we thought it was kind of a nice addition to the project. A really short USB-C cable for the keyboard that we'll talk about, and a slim right-angled USB cable because you need that in order to fit the SD to micro SD card extender. Another big thing about this project, one of the challenges was finding a good readily available keyboard that is small enough to fit within the printer, but also just the PCB. So I found this really nice one from Amazon that you can purchase on Amazon. It's from KP Republic. It's called the BM43 because it has 43 mechanical key switches, but it has key sockets, so you can pick your own flavor of Cherry MX compatible key switches, which is really nice. It also has RGB LEDs on the bottom of them that you can toggle and switch different animations. It looks like that. It's very cute. It's very compact, but it does use full-sized key switches, which I really wanted in this build. So you can pick this up and get your own keycaps and key switches. And it just connects via USB-C. And it has the QMK firmware, so it's really easy to update the key mapping if you so choose to. And that's actually what we did in this project. We created our own custom key map for doing numerical characters and special characters so that you can actually code some stuff out. So that is the overview of the guide in a nutshell. Oh yeah, I also have some hardware fasteners here. Handful of screws in different lengths, mostly M3 and M2. Okay, moving on to the emulator. This is a mirrored page from Tim C's guide on installing the Apple II emulator for the Fruit Jam. So this just walks you through doing that. Really easy and straightforward. Huge shout out to Jeff Epler for porting this emulator to the Fruit Jam. Works really nice. Pretty straightforward. The keyboard setup. This page here just walks you through flashing a new firmware, a custom firmware onto the 43 key keyboard so that you can have numerical and special keys. So you'll see here, this is the keyboard layout. When you hold down the function key, you got these extra keys for controlling the RGB lights, hue, saturation, and brightness with these keys down here. But there's a bunch of blank ones. So I took it upon myself to install the QMK firmware command line tools, and I was able to create a custom key map that looks like this. So now when you hold the function key, you can do the top row. The top row of the keyboard now can do numbers 1 through 0 or 0 through 9. and some F1 keys and some brackets and some extra stuff. But if you want to make your own, it's easy to do so. There's lots of documentation on how to create a custom key map using the QMK command line tools. And this is, of course, actually supported in QMK firmware. It's right in there, so it's really nice. So it's a supported keyboard for QMK. Anyone who does keyboards, mechanical keyboards, QMK is like the number one firmware for custom keyboards. So yeah, so I wanted this project to be a no solder project, so that's why I opted in for just kind of getting a keyboard that is readily available, especially on Amazon, from Amazon. Yeah, so that's the keyboard setup. As far as the CAD files are concerned, they're all available to download. Their 3MF files are oriented to print as is. And the only other thing is you do need a minimum build volume to print this. The biggest part is around 252 by 143 by 143, which is fairly large, but nothing requires support materials. Everything is a single color. And it's mainly just two colors that I'm printing. This cool beige, white beige color from Polymaker, Panachroma, matte muted white. That's a really good choice. I've been using that a lot. I've ordered quite a few spools of this beige because I've been printing a lot of the retro stuff using this nice beige color. And if folks want a 3D model of the Fruit Jam, there is a CAD file on our GitHub repo. And that kind of covers everything there. I do have a dedicated page on these labels. They're just Rector files that you can print on your inkjet printer. I use some 4x6 photo paper and use the best print quality to print out, and just use some double-sided stick tape to stick them onto the little recesses here. This really adds a lot to the project, like these little nice things, and a really nice job from Bruce Yan, our art director on Adafruit. He did a really good job on creating a nice retro styled Fruit Jam logo. And I just added the treatment of the 7 colors that's associated with the original Apple logo. And yeah, I thought it was cool. I just used a little Cricut cutting ruler thing to cut these up nice, so I didn't have to use a X-Acto knife, but I thought I'd throw one in there. There's also a label for the disc too. These are available on wiki sites. I was able to get the original vectors and just like kind of size it down to what I thought would make sense. And yeah, you can stick these on same style with the double-sided tape. And yeah, very, very nice. The assembly page is walks you through every kind of screw that you need to install. Starting off with the bottom panel, we got these internal side brackets that allow you to mount the case, the sides of the case to create this this assembly here, where it has the bottom panel with the sides. And then the keyboard has its own enclosure that gets attached to the bottom plate with some more screws, and they also get secured to the left and right sides of the case. Again, none of these parts require any support material, which I think is really nice. Yep, just some screws. I did iterate this quite a bit because you always run into like really tight spaces with certain parts, and this is not bad. So that I'm happy about that. Yeah, so once those are all attached, you have the back cover, which you can modify if you want to add additional ports. It's really easy to. And I love making modular enclosures because you never know when folks want to add their own, I don't know, a Raspberry Pi or something else. You can expose those sorts of different things in here. And this back panel just attaches to the bottom panel. There's a separate PCB mount for the Fruit Jam. So if folks want to add their own mini single board computer, they're free to do so and just reuse the mounting holes here and create their own PCB mount if they so choose. So that's nice and modular. I always try to make it so that the main enclosure is separate from like the PCB, So by having a separate PCB mount, you have that modularity. This PCB mount for the keyboard is uses M2 screws, which are a little bit smaller, but that's just what the PCB calls for. So you can attach this together, and then the keyboard is just the bare PCB with the sockets. There's no soldering required for it, but you do need some key switch stabilizers, which just allow you to easily press some of the longer keys, such as the shift and the 2 space bars. A little bit of a strange thing to have 2 space bars, but that's just the way the layout is designed. But you can get these stabilizers. I do have them linked in the overview page from Amazon or your favorite keyboard supplier. So once that's set, we got the panel mount HDMI USB-C cable that gets mounted with 2 screws that it comes with. That gets attached there. You can coil the extension cable around the enclosure and connect to the HDMI. Because I have such a tight space for the SD card adapter and the USB-C, I'm using this ultra slim right-angled USB-C cable along with this female to female adapter, so that there's room to actually plug in USB-C, because the stock USB-C connector from the HDMI USB-C extension cable is very chunky, and it doesn't allow for the micro SD card to get inserted in. So that's why I had to kind of create this weird cable to a good adapter to the cable, but that's what it is. The USB-A extension cable just press fits in and has a little kind of these little tabs that just kind of click into the right sized rectangle on the back cover there. And that's it for the cables, except for this last one. This one is a really short USB-C cable that just connects to the keyboard here. So once the keyboard is attached to the PCB mount, then you can install it to the keyboard enclosure. It has just 4 corner standoffs that are built into the case, and those get secured down with 4 M3 screws. Of course, you want to connect it. You know, it's got a nice spot there for the USB-C cable, USB port, and then choose your own switches. You just pop them in, reference the key map, or you can create your own key arrangement if you want. But I also have these Mac styled Koa style keycaps linked in the overview because I thought they were nice, but you can choose your own. Those are not 3D printed. They're just, a nice kit. And then the top cover just gets press fitted. That's the only thing that kind of snap fits, other than top cover. But yeah, the keyboard's cover snap fits. And then this just walks you through taking out the SD card out of its stock injection molded enclosure using a prying tool. It's really easy. There's no glue. You just pry the 2 pieces open because they snap fit together. And then this is actually a pretty similar mounting plate that I used in the Mac Classic Fruit Jam project. So I was able to kind of reuse that a little bit. And then those get clamped together and secured with some more M3 screws. And then this sleeve / bottom panel they kind of slide into each other. And then there's some additional screws that secure the case together. And then you can install the front plate that has the micro SD card clamped onto it. You just kind of press fit those 2 together. Some rubber feet. And then you can connect to the Fruit Jam here. This is how I connect it. You just kind of insert it through the little side and then just pop it in. And there's a little bit of access. Yeah, there's a bit of an extra ribbon cable you can kind of fit into the enclosure if you want. And then just pop in the top there. Make sure the on-off button is turned on to the Fruit Jam. Provide some 5-volt power. And with the Fruit Jam loaded with the emulator, it should just boot up, and then you connect your own monitor And that's kind of it.
Excellent.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah, so this is a lot of fun to put together. And again, I'm putting together a video. I'm filming some demos. And let me know if any folks want to see some particular Apple II games. There's over 500, so it's like hard to pick one to demo. Yeah. That's it.
Freaking awesome. Funny, we were talking earlier that our feeds, not just on YouTube, but like all across all the social media apps, have all been filled with Apple II and Steve Jobs, like old video interviews and like games and people like finding treasure troves of all these new Apple II discs that are like in mint condition. He's like in the process of like uploading them to the repositories for future generations. So it's pretty cool. The latest blog post from PT on one of Steve Jobs' old programs that they resurrected. It's so funny.
Right. Yeah. It's pretty cool.
The timing of all avalanche of old Apple II and Steve Jobs type stuff coming out.
Yeah.
What a coincidence.
Yeah, it is. It is actually interesting how all this is like coming together, and there's a lot of retro stuff happening, and even big companies like the Commodore is like it got released last year, like a small version of it.
Yeah, I just saw a video from CES this year. There's like
more retro stuff coming out.
Like, little arcades, like it's all like fully licensed, official stuff. So it's like, whoa.
Yeah.
Make a comeback.
Yeah. What makes the Fruit Jam so amazing though is like we have so many emulators now. We have NES, Sega, Game Boy, x86, is that what it's called? DOS. We have Pro DOS for the Apple II. We have Apple Classic. What is the System 7 emulator? With so many emulators for the Fruit Jam, it's nuts. And it's all kind of easy to install. You just kind of drag and drop a UF2 file, and it's really cool. So if you don't have a Fruit Jam, check it out. It is a really fun platform, and of course, CircuitPython lets you do your own custom games, and we have lots of demo code. So definitely check it out. They're in stock. Max 2 per customer, but good price point. Has so much stuff on it. Didn't even talk about the speaker. You can add a speaker if you want, and just like stick it to the back cover there if you want to add a speaker. I think the emulator has a little bit of sound support, but if you want to run Doom on it, you can do that. That's probably a really good demo too. I've never seen Doom running on an Apple II, but this isn't really an Apple II. Yeah, there's lots of fun stuff on it. So I'd love to see what folks are coming up with. And there's lots of folks from the community that are also making their own projects. If you go to Adafruit Learn and then the Playground link here, you can see Sam Blemmy's doing a bunch of stuff with Fruit Jam. There's a couple different games. There's a Moon Miner arcade from Coglinio on Adafruit Playground. And I think there's a couple other ones from Sam Blenny. Oh, there's one from Cooper as well. Relic RC, I believe is his handle. Who's working on? Oh, here's another one, but Pie Boom from Fabio has a fruit. There's so many cool games. I also saw like a Pac-Man one from someone too that I want to try out. Yeah, lots of fun stuff with the Fruit Jam in the community. So the really good spot here too to just keep. It's almost like every week there's like a new fun game to test out or program to test out for the Fruit Jam. Here's your own TTS engine for the Fruit Jam Spell Jam app. There's still some work being done with the Fruit Jam OS, which is super cool. So it just continues to get more and more features, which is really awesome. So again, if you want to pick up your Fruit Jam, now's a good time to do it before it sells out again. You can use your coupon code NEWPRINTS and get 10% off your order from the Adafruit shop.
Awesome.
Yeah. Cool.
I'm always surprised when they're in stock. They've been so popular.
Yeah. Yep. Cool. All right. So that's this week's project. Now we'll move on to shop talkie / prototypey. What you got?
Yeah, so it's more of like a little show and tell on the 3 metal prints that we got from, use the dad joke, from last year.
Yeah, last year, so long ago.
People like this. I guess the was it the D9, Star Trek Deep Space Nine.
Yeah, D9.
People like that. So here is the Bjorgen Apple AirPod little holders for that.
Ooh, it sounds metally, clinking.
Yeah, they're nice and heavy. There was quite a bit of back and forth that I had to go through for with JLCPCB. They're super funny. They thought these were gun parts. So
never down.
I had to show them the link to the video and the learn guide to assure them, no, these are just little headphone holders. I'm gonna guess they thought this part was like a bullet or something. I don't know what. I don't know if they've ever done that before. They probably had thought like, oh, these Americans are born with a gun on.
Wow.
So yeah, all the threading works. The tolerance is the -0.2, like we're using on our FDM printers. So you can see here just a little bit of filing that we needed. Like by filing, I mean by just going like back and forth like that to smooth that out. There was no polishing option for this type of material. It's just their SLM metal. Steel is the whatever printer that does that. So SLM steel is the material type that we used. And I thought at first that it didn't fit, but like I said, I just went in there, did a little bit of filing. PT's been waiting for these, so I'm going to send this over. I did order another set. I did not see that 2 of these or 4 of these links were fused in the model itself, so it wasn't their fault. But super cool nonetheless in terms of the weight and the smoothness of it. What I want to do though with the second pair when I order is put these in the tumbler to get some polishing, since you can't really see it on the camera, but in person where I did the little bit of filing with a metal file, you can see that these definitely could be polished up. So I want to see what that looks like, and I want to correct the fusing of the 2 links that are on the chain, and then did a little bit more smoothing on the 2 connector pieces here. So they're nice and tough. Definitely some metal feel, makes it way more like jewelry. And then the way that they fit in, again, these were modeled for the Apple II or Apple Pro V2 earphones.
Apple II. I'm the Apple II.
V2. Lots of twos going on. So yeah, these have the same amount of tolerance for holding on. Even left a little bit of I guess the little metal particle on the weight stem there. So that holds on nice and tight. And when you put these on your ear, they're nice and smooth too. So thank God. Made me scared that it was gonna have metal cutting my ear when I put these on. Yeah. The other material that they have is a JB metal, and that did not fit inside of their printers. So this one, or wasn't compatible, or something with the geometry. They just told me they couldn't do it. Again, there was like a bunch of back and forths with the adjusting the model itself, and then the whole, what is this? We need to see diagrams. Is this guns? And so, like over the, thankfully they don't celebrate Christmas over there, so we were able to continue to get this worked on during the holidays.
Yeah, well, their holidays coming up, New Year's, like
yeah, they're gonna be gone for like a month, aren't they?
I think so, a couple weeks at least.
Yeah,
so a little offset, but you're glad you got it in.
Yes. I even had to like go back, and they were like, oh, well, you need to label this so we know which one is which. To go back into thankfully Bamboo has a really easy way to add your labels, so I just did it in there because it's like, man, I don't want to go inside of Fusion and like have different multiple versions for that, or turn off or suppress layers for this, since I was already doing that for the different tolerances to make sure that the threads came in, because even though the parts were relatively cheap, I think it was like $8 or $15 or something like that per The most expensive part is the freaking shipping for this. So I didn't want to.
Yeah. $30 shipping, right?
Yeah, it's like $30 just for the shipping, and if we get randomly picked to pay tariffs on it, like we did before. I don't want to. So that was the other thing too. I was trying to combine all of these, and so I had in the bed, I had them all like combined like this, and then multiples of the actual holder with the different tolerances to make sure, you know, that I know what the tolerances is like, is it -0.1, is it -0.2? So I had all of those in a 100 by 100 millimeter like cube, and they're like, no, you can't do that. They were onto us. So that's what I meant by the back and forth. I had to keep, you know, adjusting things. And it's like, okay, can I just do 2, you know, or 4 different, just like the holder parts together? Like, no, you can't do that. So I had to keep trying in terms of, you know, combining things and then separating everything and then adding the labels and then sending them the diagrams of, you know, ensuring them that it's not weapons.
Yeah.
So that's what took up the most amount of time. So they just approved a one from last night for the updated model, that with some other project that I can't talk about yet. Another metal printing project that he wants in there. Nice little pranky type thing.
Yeah. Risky.
Involves legal, having to get involved. So should be cool. Hopefully we could talk about it in a week or 2.
Yeah, we'll see.
But yeah, super satisfied with the way that the threading and the metal is working out. So now we know the tolerances for that. So if we want to do more metal prints, and then when I get back the other model, I will test out tumbling and polishing, see how that looks with that. They are steel, so the thing that I'm working on usually have like a little metal bit that attaches to something. So I don't know, I'll have to figure out how to get like a metal in the cavity or a magnet in the cavity or something. I don't know. Maybe it doesn't need it. Maybe the tolerances will be nice and tight enough for it to hold on. So cool experiment that worked. Yay. And nice that it feels like a nice piece of jewelry. Yeah, I was concerned that they couldn't print it, and that's like other companies like who makes the jewelry stuff, Nervous Systems.
Yeah,
they're able to make like detailed metal things. Like you got your wedding ring and they have like their little coral type design. So I was like, why aren't you guys able to do it with the other metal one that I wanted to get it in, which was showing as I'm guessing it's lighter because that wasn't in the description. For this one, it says it was heavier. So
okay,
I don't know why they weren't able to do it in the JB metal.
Yeah, I'm on their website. If you go to their website, they have a dedicated page on their SLM stuff. A couple of models here, but they mostly talk about steel and titanium. So you can see here.
Yeah. Obviously not titanium. I didn't want to go with that.
A little too expensive.
I don't know how much that would have been.
See all materials. Yeah, it doesn't even show the.
Yeah, that's the one we got. SLM.
Sorry, not that. That's the titanium. Here's the stainless steel.
Yeah.
Prices range from $8 as a minimum starting price. Build time 72 hours. So you got some tolerances here. Mechanical properties. Maximum, build volume is kind of large, honestly. 390 cubed by 290. That's a pretty big part.
Yeah, that's why these were able. And even then, I had to sort of like coil the chain up so that it would fit on the bed, and that's how I missed the 2 links in the chain being fused together inside of Fusion. The one that they weren't not able to do was I don't know if it's listed there. It's a JB metal.
Yeah, I don't know why that's not listed here, but I guess if you go to order now, you can go to 3D printing and
JB metal right there. It's the last one.
Oh, it's a different.
Yeah, it's new.
It's a different type of printing, I guess.
So that one, the other project that I'm working on, that one did allow me to select that for the material. It did fit in there, but then they want you to do the finishing, the polishing, and that like doubled the price. So I was like,
oh yeah,
it to look pretty. So
Yeah, apparently it says it's new titanium.
Yeah, I didn't want to go with the type because again, it's like I'd rather pay $8 and not whatever the price was, the extra price.
Ugh.
But yeah, you can definitely check it out there.
Here it is.
Again, the tolerance difference is just what we're using is the bamboo printers, the -0.2 when you're doing the threads. That worked perfectly. Yeah, see, this is the what I wanted it to look like.
Yeah, binder jetting.
Yeah,
the JB. High speed, cost-effective product for intricate designs and good surfaces.
I thought it looked good.
Yeah,
maybe that's what
a
higher detailed stuff like the rings. The organic, like all the little, like right there, all the little crevices and
the thread
to it. But again,
yeah, they have a smaller build.
It is definitely smaller, yeah.
The max build size is 100 cubed. And their clearance is a little bit bigger too, 0.5 millimeter. It's a pretty big clearance between parts that are assembled together.
Yeah.
Minimum escape hole diameter because you need
the powder.
Yeah, come over the power exit. So you got to think about all this stuff.
Yeah, I mean, there was all sorts of warnings I came up with. Even the other material for this one, like, oh, they might not be able to clean it all.
Right, like you're gonna have some of your links a little rough around the edges.
But when I opened up the package, there was no poof of dust flying
metal dust everywhere.
I didn't smell anything.
Yeah, I've had parts come back that are resin, and it's like uncured resin. You just get this waft of just uncured resin. It's like,
but luckily no metal particles exploded when I opened up the box.
Yeah. Fun.
But yeah, interested to see what the polishing looks like. You can kind of see. You can't really see it on camera. Let's see.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, kind of tiny bit where I did the filing.
There
at the bottom. There. You kind of see it'll look all nice and polished. There again, there was no option for them to polish it, so I'm gonna throw it into the tumbler. If you guys aren't aware, we did do a tutorial where we're using the PLA infused metal materials to have that polished, and we just used the tumbler with metal screws.
Yeah,
that came out so nice. The only thing was more delicate models did break apart, but this shouldn't have any problem since it is real metal. It should stand up. You can kind of see the shine there.
Yeah.
So super interested to see what that looks like. All nicely shined. Also, it thickened up the links a little bit by like 0.5. I know what their tolerances are. So we will try that. Takes about, I don't know, like 5 days to get here. So maybe in a week or two, we'll see. And then maybe by then, PT will figure out all the legal stuff with the other project. We can talk about that one as well.
Yeah. That'd be an interesting one. How do you demo that one?
Yeah, I don't even think it's released yet.
Yeah, it's more of like a
we're gonna patent something that people can look at and literally model with their eyes.
Yeah. Cool. All right, let's check back in with Discord. I saw a couple things coming back here. Some interesting projects. Here's one from Duester. It's a link to a Hackaday article of building a Commodore 64 laptop. I think I'm subscribed to this fellow. He does a lot of retro builds, really intense builds. Super cool to see. I'll check it out. It's good content for the blog. Let's see. Got a couple comments from Yanni talking about CyberDecks. Yep.
This keyboard looks
C64.
Nice.
And then we got a keyboard.
That looks awesome.
I think this is from Joester. I'm gonna put this together. I have some leftover TI-99 keyboard PCBs. Wow. I wonder if you could use one of these. Yeah, if it's within the this looks really nice. They're mechanical key switches. This is a nice layout. I like this. It's got that fourth layer. Is it fourth? Fifth layer. This is really nice. Interesting round keycaps. That's really cool. Yeah, you might be able to fit that in there. Starman saying for the Fruit Jam, did they make the Lady Ada game? No one has made the Lady Ada game yet. Yeah, I know what he's talking about. Yeah.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah, that one kind of was put on hold for a bit. We'll see if it ever gets revisited. But yeah, that's the DigiKey. I don't know what was the name of the game. I don't remember. It was designed by Trevor, who did it in is it Godot or something? Yeah, it'd be interesting if anyone wants to make a game, but we don't have any plans to make that a CircuitPython game. That would be kind of interesting, actually. All right, and Duet says, I can never get bud type earphones to stay in my ears. Yeah, I feel you on that one. It took me a couple of to get used to the buds in my ear.
I can't do it anymore. It hurts my ears.
Yeah. I think I'd go to Hobby Lobby and get some jewelry chain. Yeah, chains are,
these are the same price. Like it was, $8 for the piece. The expensive thing is the shipping, unfortunately.
Yeah. You could also argue like, could you CNC machine that? But not really, because there's way more subtraction happening than adding. That's like one of those weird shapes. That's like it's actually better to 3D print.
Yeah.
I see the chain could have been something, but the point is to kind of try out a printed place with a bunch of parts and see how it looks like. Yeah.
It was testing for our end to see what the tolerances are for other stuff.
Yeah. Good. I think it's a good candidate for testing out metal, the process and the back and forth with JLCPCB, but also have this kind of thing. Yeah.
Now we know if it's something questionable, have your guide and your video ready before you send it in.
Right.
They question it. Like, no.
Yeah. Cool. All right.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Let's see.
Yanni's saying that something that connects to your glasses too. It's a good idea. Like the chain.
Oh yeah, be a good idea. Of course, that's very specific to your glasses. There's so many different frames. It's hard to pick one that works with everybody. Cool. All right, let's take a look at the time lapse, and then we'll do some community makes and close out the show.
All right, this week for community makes on Time-lapse Tuesday, we have.
Where did it go?
Oh, no.
There it is. Hold on, let me restart it.
There you go. It's this really cool mechanical hand. Make sure that your build plate is nice and clean.
That's what happened.
Use that Dawn dish soap on there to make sure your fingerprints are on there. I had to wash both sides, make sure that it would stick on there, but no brims required if it's all nice and clean. And it made this really cool mechanical hand that actually picks things up. Only 4 fingers, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But I guess because you need the actually no, maybe the pinky could operate it, but you're using the thumb to like stabilize.
Yeah.
You're moving everything.
Yeah.
So really cool design. I have not seen this before.
No, I haven't either.
And yeah, it can grab things. The thumb does not move, unfortunately. But you can make the rock out sign.
Yeah. That's fun. All right, let's take a look at this on your camera here.
You can kind of be precision with it and kind of pick up things.
Oh, look at
that. So you can't pick things up. Very useful if you have like a cat or a dog and they want to play catch or fetch or whatever. And you know how like the toys get all nasty with their saliva.
Yeah.
So this is a good way to avoid having to continuously wash your hands when they have all that saliva on their dog or cat toys. You can easily pick up their toy and throw it. So that's what I find this useful as. And,
yeah, interesting linkages.
Yeah, I did put the it's called the real butter for
oh, you did
roller skates. Yeah, I did put those in where the little part slides in and out right there.
Oh,
so
I see.
Nice and smooth, super smooth.
Yeah,
tolerances work out great. Nice clearance on them. And again, the thumb actually just press fits on there.
Oh, I see. It's an additional.
Separate. Oh wow, it's in there good now.
All right. Well, don't break it.
Pops right in.
Okay.
All print in place.
Very good. Let's take a look at the part on Maker World, I believe.
Yes.
Yeah, this is uploaded by TL Pod on makerworld.com. There's some photos of it.
Strength. I don't know what the strength of it actually is, but yeah, it does grip.
Ooh, I can hold a pin.
Oh, I should probably print it in multi-material and have like some little grips on the tips.
That's cool. Yeah, so it's a free download. 4 fingers, easy to print, less stiff joints. Left-hand version and longer reach version are added. Yeah, the assembly is just press fit the thumb into its socket. And a couple of folks have posted up their prints.
That's funny.
A hand holding a hand.
Yeah.
What? That's Inception.
That's what this is, yeah.
Hand Inception. Yep. This is like making some sign language, maybe? A heart?
Oh. Yeah, I need to mirror it so we can have a left hand as well.
Someone also had some issues here.
Yeah.
It really feels like the T1000 from Terminator.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. Make sure you.
It's cool though.
Even if your last print stuck really good, the little linkages parts are pretty thin for this. So just wash your plate, even though it may appear that it is clean.
Yep. There's like hidden grease always.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I cleaned mine like a week ago. Same thing where like one corner was like not. But yeah, the Dawn dish soap stuff works really well.
Yeah.
Yeah, Steph, good tip. Don't use alcohol on your PE.
No, that destroys it. All this time we've been
using alcohol. That's been bad. Cool. All right. So check out the design. And let's get ahead and queue up some links.
Oh, that's makes.
Community makes. Let's get to the first one here. This was an oldie but goodie. Get there. All right, so this is a remix of a Dice Tower storage tray thing. Long time ago, I made this giant storage for toys, I believe. And someone on Thingiverse named Feral Fall posted up their remix of it. Looks pretty cool. It's been optimized to be of a dice tower where it has like a little tray. So heavily remixed, actually.
Wow.
Yeah, it says, my aim of this project was to make a more portable dice tower that could also carry dice in addition to rolling tray. It's helpful to contain the dice that ultimately flies out of the bottom of the tower. Printed on an Ender 3 from Creality. Here's the original one. I think I made it fairly large.
Yeah, it was huge.
Yeah, I think it was back in the day. This was what, 2016? 10 years ago now.
Oh, wow.
This was printed on our Ultimaker 2 Extended. Yeah. Ultimaker 2 Plus Extended, which had a really tall build volume. So I was like, let me make something custom to that. And I came up with this this tower that was really meant for storage. It wasn't meant to like do dice, but it makes sense now that it's been remixed to do dice. And yeah, a couple of people have printed it out. There's a small child holding it. It's just a big dice tower that doubles as a storage.
Yeah, what a cool combination. Because I remember that thing being giant.
Yeah, I remember we reprinted it even bigger or something. And it was like the height of Gavin when he was like 6 years old or something. Yeah, Gavin would have been, he would have been 3 years old when we came out with this. Yeah, I think we did it as a Time-lapse Tuesday. Right? It was just some fun thing to do, no electronics. And I bet this doesn't work anymore, right? Yeah, I need to update that link, the Fusion 360, because they've changed their stuff. Anyway, that's a cool one. Good job. From again, remixes. Feral Fowl. Really cool remix. All right. Let's queue up the next one here. This one is from printables.com. It is a proper seasonal print. It's the Snowbird mold. And this was posted up by Vladman, who posted up their make. And it's basically our IoT canary bird Was it a canary? I can't even remember. Some sort of bird that I modeled in Fusion 360 using forms or surfaces or something. And I thought it'd be cool to make it into a mold for snow. And a couple of people have printed it out now. Yeah, it's just a cool model that of a bird that you can make snowbirds with. How clever, right? Very cool. So again, shout out to Vladman for posting that up. Love to see when they actually get some snow and try it out. Might be fun to print a really big one, make a really big bird. Yeah. Is that the last one? No. Where am I here? Okay, next up we have.
Oh, where is the last one I've been posting? I started off with the wrong links.
It's just 3. This was from December 6th. Yeah, so we're all cut up. So the last one was the bird mold, the snowbird mold. So it was these 3 this week that I have highlighted there in the notes. Cool. That's it. Those are all the community makes this week. Thank you everybody for posting up your makes. Really appreciate it. All right. Before we end the show, don't forget, coupon code this week or for today is new prints. So if everyone wants to put their order in, get 10% off. You'll get some parts for your builds. Okay. Tonight, just a programming note. If everything goes right, we'll have back-to-back shows, starting off with Show and Tell, starting at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. This week, it's going to be hosted by Liz Clark. She'll be hosting tonight's show. The return of Ask an Engineer, ? Perhaps Wednesday, find out tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Yeah, rumor has it that Mr. and Mrs. Lady Ada might do a show tonight.
Nice.
Yeah, if everything goes well. All right. I think the rest of the week we have a full lineup of shows. Thursday is tomorrow. I believe John Park will be doing his workshop. It starts at 4 p.m. Eastern Time on Thursdays. Friday, I need to update this to say deep dive with Scott. Scott is returning this week. Yeah. So he'll be starting up. He hasn't done one in 6 months. So welcome back, Scott Shawcroft.
Nice.
I think he'll also be doing it at 2 p.m. Pacific and 5 p.m. Eastern. And of course, shout out to Tim, Foamy Guy, for doing the deep dives. Yeah. Fridays, deep dives. And then Mondays is back to the CircuitPython weekly meetings have returned, I think, every week. I think there's a holiday coming up that might get postponed. But otherwise, it's every Monday at 2 p.m. Eastern.
Wait, what holiday?
Whatever holiday is happening.
On the 20th.
Yeah, MLK, Martin Luther King. Yeah, the 19th. So that week will probably not happen. The weekly CircuitPython meeting. And then Tuesdays, of course, JP's product pick of the week every Tuesday at 4 p.m. Eastern. You can get up to 50% off select items. So we'll find out what's going on. It happened this week, yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
And then, I think that's all the shows.
Yeah, I think he's been holding the fort throughout.
Mm-hmm. He sure has. All right, folks, that's going to do it for us. I got to get back to making a video for this guy so I can publish it out there to the world. And we'll be back next week. I think everything's back in order. I hope everything's well with everybody. Hope they had a good new year. But yeah, break time is over. Back to work. I'll see you folks next week. And hope to see you tonight on Show and Tell. But until next week, remember to make a great day. Bye, everybody. Where's my? There it is.